Alright, let's see. So we have a whole lot of inventory to clear out now. So much inventory to clear out, oh my god. And this is all just from one paralogue, mind you. Like, literally everything we have in our inventory right now that is not the stuff we actively use is just from that one paralogue. It is ridiculous. Can actually ditch that. Yeah, she needs to keep that one. She needs to level up. Okay. Let's see how much money we actually make just from this. Sell. Where are bouillons? Let's go. 7,000. 27,000 just from this one paralogue. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good for now. Battalion guild, replenish everything but the Fraudaria soldiers, please. And we need to repair some shit, I think. Yeah. This. This. Okay. And I think we have some people who can get certified. Can we make it to a B+ in faith with him before the time skip? I don't think so. So let's just provisionally give him the priest level up. Let's go buy a few seals. Gonna take 3 beginner seals, intermediate seals, and 3 advanced seals. And we're not gonna switch him into this class, we're just gonna put him into it so he will have easy access to leveling up his faith rank. That's literally all I want for him. Tattoo is a warrior, that's fine. Wait, is that the Dark Mage class? Yes, okay, we don't need that. Mercedes. We're also not going to put her in this, we're just going to give it to her so she can later farm for attack speed. And we have to promote Yuri. He's gonna go into Assassin, which will help him get out of trouble in his paralogue. Same for Constance. Once she hits level 20, she is going to go into Dark Flyer, which will also help her keep out of trouble. Happy. Oh, she still needs a bit of flying rank. Okay. Never mind, that's fine. Let's have a look at the goals again, just to be absolutely sure. This is fine. She can go back to Reason and Faith, and she still needs to learn a little bit more flying. Okay. Whose supports do we have? Oh, we have a bunch of supports, actually. Oh, this one. I love this one. Happy and Dimitri is just such a wacky such a happy, such a wacky dynamic, but it's really cool. So let's go into it. Also, this solved one of the main problems that people had with Azure Moon, which is like, you don't deal with the slivers at all. Well, that's what her entire support line is for, basically.
Happy, you must know that it's rather uncomfortable to be the subject of such an unflinching gaze.
You'll have to put up with it for a little while longer. I feel like I can almost remember.
Apologies, but I'm not sure what you're referring to. Care to elaborate?
I have this sense that we met somewhere, before we were students. But you're the Prince of Fargus, so how could I have met you?
I do not recall meeting you previously either. Although, long ago, I sometimes accompanied my father as he traveled the kingdom. Perhaps we crossed paths.
Unlikely. I lived in an isolated village in the forest. We didn't have contact with outsiders. After I ran away, I was kidnapped. And my kidnapper kept me locked up all day and night. I think I'd remember if the royal family had stopped by for a visit.
Kidnapped? What do you mean by that?
A lady found me, a helpless runaway, and offered to take me in. She promised to keep me safe. Instead, I became her test subject. She experimented on me with all kinds of spells and rituals. I had a roof over my head and plenty to eat, but otherwise it was a pretty bad experience.
This may be unwelcome from a stranger like myself, but I want you to know that it's perfectly acceptable to be angry about such unfortunate circumstances. I can't fathom why someone would cause you pain like that. I'm sorry you had to endure such a thing. You have every right to feel anything you need to feel toward the person responsible for your suffering.
This is why I like to say that Dimitri is a character who is, on the one hand, very masculine coded in terms of his appearance. Like, he's the strong muscle dude. He's got the chiseled looks and everything. But everything else about him is extremely feminine coded, especially the it's okay, you're feeling angry. What happened to you was terrible. You can feel whatever you need to feel about that. Amazing. Amazing emotional competence. Love it.
Oh, that's weird. I wonder...
What's the matter? Was it something I said?
It's just that I've heard those words before. I think it was someone else who said them, but I can't remember who. Maybe I'll figure it out someday. In the meantime, see you around.
Yes, of course. If our meeting again can help you in any way, you need only ask, and I'll be there.
Ah, Dimitri. I love how much he just wants to help out everybody. Oh, this. This is honestly such an underrated support, but this is really good.
Why, Lenato? Oh, hey, Felix.
I suppose your thoughts are still with Lord Lenato.
I'm fine. I'm just frustrated by how little I was able to do. I know he was trying to protect me, but Lenato never really told me anything.
That music kind of does not match the mood. We are talking about the death of his adopted father, and the music is like... Like, no.
In the end, I don't think I understood his feelings at all. You said it yourself. Be more moderate in your passions. To me, he always seemed like a knight out of a story. And I was so caught up in my ideals, I turned a blind eye to his sadness, his hatred, even when they were right in front of me. I guess I'm pretty far from real knighthood, huh?
Perhaps. Yet knowing someone well does not mean you know how they feel, whether family or friend.
A rare moment of emotional awareness from Felix.
To know someone's sorrow and turn blindly from it, that is the act of a fool.
Which is kind of ironic, because that is exactly what Felix is actually doing with both Dimitri and his own father. Because both Dimitri and Rodrigue are very traumatized people, but Felix does not acknowledge their actions as a result of trauma. He just sees them as basically a fault that needs to be corrected.
But pursuing your ideals is not foolish.
But before, you said...
I said to be moderate in your passions, not to abandon your ideals. It's okay to be who you are.
Thank you. Hearing you say that means a lot.
Ah, I almost forgot. You lent me this.
Oh, the book I lent you. I'm guessing you hated it?
Actually, I already knew the story. My brother used to read it to me all the time.
Must have dug up some old feelings, then.
I suppose.
That's just what I'd expect the knight in the story to say.
Ash!
It's not just the way you talk either.
Stop.
It's who you are as a person, deep down.
Well, I think you're like the squire in the book. He's only half a knight, but he's bold and gregarious. And he always does his best. Don't stop being that half-knight, okay?
You got it.
It is so rare.
I'll become the kind of knight only I can be.
It is so rare to see Felix so cooperative and understanding, which is just why I really, really love that support.
Do you know this legend, Ingrid? It's about the Battle of Fodlan's Throat.
Oh yes! I know it like the hilt of my sword.
With so many valiant knights appearing in this story, I couldn't help but wonder which was your favorite. I really like this one, the one in the middle, the knight who stands in defense of the Duke.
Such a wonderful knight. One of my favorites as well.
That makes sense. He's so noble and virtuous. In fact, he kind of reminds me of you.
Thank you. You remind me of him as well. You are honest, as is he.
No, I'm nowhere near as great. Maybe someday. Maybe if we work hard together, we can both become knights as glorious as the one in this story.
Together, yes. Now wouldn't that be something? If only we could.
Huh?
Ash, the legends are exactly that. Legends. They're not indicative of real life. The cards we are dealt are what they are. We can work with what we have, but we can't change what's in our hand.
What's that supposed to mean?
I long to serve His Highness as a knight. The sort of knight that legends are written about. But I was born bearing a crest, and with that comes responsibility. Whether I like it or not, I am the last hope of House Galatea. I am the only one who can carry on the family bloodline and restore our lost fortune. To do that means setting aside my own dreams and ambitions.
You still have the right to pursue your dreams.
Ash, I must ask something of you.
Yes, of course. Anything.
My dream is aligned with your own. Please, for both of us, promise to see yours through.
That doesn't seem fair.
I'll never be able to see my dream through. Doing so would mean terrible misfortune for
She
others.
keeps on saying that. She keeps on saying like her goal, her own personal dream is incompatible with her actual situation. But then you get to the A support with Byleth and you find out that she never actually told her dad about the fact that she wanted to become a knight, and I'm like, seriously? You have not even told the main person who is asking you to marry and become heir to the house that you don't actually want to do that with your life, that you actually want something else. You have never actually talked to him about how maybe you could get both of those things done. Because you can be a knight and still be married. We know that from in-universe lore. We know that Gilbert was one of the most celebrated knights of House Blythe. He still had a wife and child. So, yeah, Glenn was a knight of House Blythe. He was supposed to marry Ingrid. So clearly, it is not incompatible being a knight and getting married in Fagus. So she is so focused on the fact that she can't do either, when it's just like, girl, if you would just talk to the people who are actually involved in that decision, you could probably find a way.
So, I am bound by honor not to follow through on my own dream. But I can help you achieve yours.
Come on, this isn't like you at all. Please, don't smile when your eyes are so sad.
And there are in fact several of her endings where she does both, where she marries and she becomes a knight. So, definitely doable. What do we have here? Oh, Constance and Mercedes B. Let's go.
I see. The sunlight brings back painful memories in you.
I'm afraid so. Please forgive my behavior from before. I cannot abide these indiscretions of mine.
That's all right. The way you always work so hard day and night, it's no wonder it's had this effect on you. You work harder than anyone I know. I've always been impressed by that, Constance.
That means a lot to me.
You know, at the School of Sorcery there was a professor who specialized in magical cures. Why not write her a letter? Perhaps she can suggest a treatment that might help.
I have tried. She could do nothing for me. But I vowed then to the goddess that I would find a way to overcome my trials. I will prove my skills to the goddess and everyone else, bringing me closer to restoring House Nouvelle.
You're a tough cookie, Constance.
Naturally, and with your support, I shall grow ever stronger by the day.
I know you will. You know, during the years of political turmoil, House Martreats was destroyed just as your house was. But restoring my father's house has hardly crossed my mind. I guess I'm not as tenacious as you are.
You needn't be so hard on yourself, Mercedes. You have had other priorities since then. Oh, I've just had a grand idea.
What is it?
You ought to try to reinstate House Martreats.
Oh dear. I'm not sure that's possible.
Nonsense! If I can restore my own house, then you can restore yours. As we work to further our own like goals, we shall learn so much that we can share with one another.
You make it sound so simple. How would I even go about that?
That is simplicity itself. You shall become a prodigy at spellcraft, as I am.
All right.
She's just like casually, just become an expert in this one thing and it will be okay. Alright.
I shall master the black arts, and you shall master the white. The world will know us as sister sages.
And this is in fact what happens if you get their paired ending.
I see.
Our names shall ring out across Fodlan, earning us the titles we rightly deserve.
I hope you won't mind me saying so, but this plan seems to have gotten a bit far-fetched.
Oh no! Not if you join me, Mercedes! Where one may fail, together we are bound to succeed!
She has such big plans, perhaps too big. In that way, at least, she's exactly the same as when she was little.
Alright, and I think we have one more support. Ingrid and Yuri. Okay, weird, but I'll take it. Last one, and then we can finally move on to the next exploration.
Yes, it's decided. This meat is the best meat. Although the other inn has pretty great offerings as well.
Ah, if it isn't Ingrid. What are you up to in a place like this?
Yuri, I could ask you the same.
I'm just out to send a little money to my family. Gotta help however I can, you know?
Oh, that's very nice of you. Forgive my tone earlier. You truly set a noble example.
Right. Anyhow, looked like I interrupted you. You nearly choked on that wad of meat you were gnawing
Also,
on.
I don't think we see this background in any other support. At least if we do, I can't remember. So it's kind of weird that they made a special background just for this one.
right. That is true, I suppose. You know,
What is it you're mumbling about?
Oh, nothing. Anyway, you once worked for House Rowe, didn't you? 4 years ago, when I visited Count Rowe at his castle, I swore I saw you by his side.
Quite the sharp memory you have. You aren't mistaken. I was staying there then, yes. I had been adopted by the Count.
Oh? Come to think of it, I thought I'd heard something like that. That the Count had adopted a distant relative of his. A young man whose future was both bright and promising. So, that was you?
Yep. Although now, I'm nothing more than a distant stranger to him. Our ties were severed a while ago. He helped me out by getting me into the academy. It wasn't long after that we started having all sorts of disagreements. What the hell were you doing visiting House Row anyhow?
Yes. That. How to put it? It was to help clean up after a friend.
This is referring back to the her sea support with Sylvain, when she explained that at one point he tried to flirt with Count Rowe's daughter, and she had to basically talk Count Rowe out of bashing Sylvain's head in, essentially.
Ah, you speak of Sylvain. That must have been quite the mess you were cleaning up. Back to the point. What are you doing out here? Do you frequent this area often?
Mind your business, won't you? I just like to go for walks, get fresh air, that sort of thing.
Easy now. I'm not interrogating you. Really, I just wanted to warn you that it isn't so safe here in the evenings. You'll want to be on your guard.
I thank you for your concern, but I assure you I can handle myself.
Noted. Oh yeah, the innkeeper also wanted me to thank you. He wanted to thank you for being such an enthusiast for the food he sells. Seemed pretty happy about it.
Is that so? How very... Well, I'd better be off.
Seems she doesn't want anyone seeing her with a face full of food. Too late.
Yeah, that support is always a bit of a weird one.